Well, I'm dying a lot. Excuse me. Well, I'm dying a lot. Excuse me.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Big Louie.
I'm Little Louie.
And we're LOU2RETRO. It's been a while. We've been traveling and doing a lot of stuff with work and school. But it's Christmas holidays now, and we wanted to ensure we got a video out. At least one or two more this year, probably. Sorry we don't have to do a lot. Part of it was because we had game room issues. It's a storage room that we're trying to turn into a game room, and part of it is just, moving over here to Europe invokes a lot of changes, things that we have to do, just changes in our daily life pattern. Plus, we've been traveling a lot, visiting stuff. We've been to France, Italy, all over Germany. Actually, all over the southwest corner of Germany, which is kind of where we live. So I'll let you go ahead and start off.
Okay. Well, I finished my rereading Final Fantasy The Silver Eyes earlier on in the year, and I went to the library. I'm sick. I went to the library to see if they had any books I wanted to read, and they didn't. But then I saw Out of the Corner of My Eye J.R. Tolkien books, and I was like, I've never read those. And Dad said that I might like them, so I just thought, might as well. And I picked up The Hobbit, and I read it, and it was the best book I've ever seen. I watched the movies, which were awesome. And I'm reading Fellowship of the Ring.
I've read all his books.
Yeah, and we went to Tuscany in Italy, and we went into this just one random store, and they had like this shelf of Lord of the Rings stuff. And in that stuff, they had an official reproduction of the prop from the movie of the ring. That is all the Elvish writing.
Hold it back a little bit. Take his word for it.
Yeah. They can see like little outlines. But it was this cool little pouch, and it came in a cool box with a stain in it saying it's silver with metal or gold plating, and it's cool.
Yep. So we had a good time in Tuscany. You can come in. Sadie apparently heard us come downstairs, and she is wanting to come in here. Here, you come on this side, Sadie.
Well, I have something to tell you.
You tell me or tell...
Well, it's about games and FNAF.
Okay.
There's a new game called Sonic 3 and Flopsy.
Oh, really? That's funny.
I just saw a video of
Okay,
it.
look out for all that, okay? Okay. Well, is that it on Lord of the Rings?
That's all I could think about it.
Okay.
I could find out.
And he's been playing The Hobbit on PS...
Lego Hobbit, yeah.
Lego Hobbit on PS4?
Yeah, I beat it. It doesn't have Battle of the Five Armies, strangely.
Yeah, maybe there's another one. I don't know.
Probably.
So, stop. So, speaking of PlayStation stuff, a couple of weeks ago, can you bend down and hand me all this stuff? I'll get the first stack, and you bend down and get the rest. Listed on a local sales thing or whatever, they had all these PS2 games, and I want to say I paid like €20 for them, which is a little over 20. I don't think it's quite $25 or whatever. But there's, I don't know, that's maybe $1 a game. And if I remember, there were a couple in here that were not cheap games, but they're mostly sport. Oh, no, I lied. These I got for free.
Yeah.
I remember. There was a thrift store here locally that you can go in and they offer, you can buy stuff or whatever, but you can get 10 items a day for free. And they had a been. I haven't been there in a while. I just remembered.
Yeah.
So I got these all for free. Excuse me. There's, a couple of these are decent games. So I'm just gonna go through again, mostly sports games, but all for free. So ATV Off-Road Fury 3, Ski and Shoot, NBA 2006, NFL Streets 3, NHL 2K8, ESPN 2K5, Major League Baseball 2K5, Triple Play Baseball, NCAA Football 07, NBA Live 2004. Again, these are all complete in box for free. NCAA NCAA Football 08, Madden 2010. There's the Jam Pack Volume 14, ATV Off-Road Fury 2, Destruction Derby Arenas, NFL Street, MVP Baseball 2003, NLB 2004, World Tour Soccer 2002, NFL Street 2. So we have almost all the entire NFL Street series. But then this one would probably be the jewel of the lot, I guess. It's the collector's edition Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, which I want to say this was. It's been weeks since we got these, but this was probably like a $20-ish game, maybe more. I don't remember. So that's cool. All for free, and I'm probably gonna go get more. Hopefully, I'll check that place out. So while we were in France a couple days ago, we got off the bus. And we're walking to the Christmas markets. Christmas markets are real big over here. All over Europe.
I think markets,
Christmas.
but you have a lot of wooden statue things that you put little things inside them and you light them on fire and they make smoke, and there's called smokers, and there's
incense. They have little wooden statues. You put incense in it and light it, and it smokes at the mouth.
And there's also
and there's no kid stuff. Let me tell you that.
No,
there's lots of kid stuff.
And there's lots of chocolate.
It's food, chocolates, glue wine, which is just hot wine they sell. Glue wine, excuse me. They're big. I mean, if you can imagine little festival type things for every little city, and they go on for several weeks during Christmas time. Most every city has one, and they're cool. Some of them are kind of really not fun for kids probably, and some of them they got a lot of stuff for kids. But we were in Colmar, France. We got off the bus, and we were walking to the Christmas market, and right when we had to walk through this little outdoor mall thing or whatever, and we saw a video game store, retro video game store, like right there, and I was like, oh, we got to come back to this.
And we saw the Hobbit movie, some of it.
Yeah,
yep.
We came back to it, and they were playing Hobbit.
Yeah, when we came back,
we were talking to Thranduil.
I thought we were going to be late for the bus, and so we did end up stopping in there for about 5-10 minutes, and we didn't buy anything. I almost did. So they had probably 2 or 3 cases that had old video games, and the rest were like PS2 type stuff, PS3, PS4, Xbox. Please stop. And so on the shelf, I had a little bit of most of it was PAL, but there were some NTSC games. We saw 2 Vectrex games stacked on top of each other, and it said Clean Sweep, and underneath the Clean Sweep it had MB. We were walking out the store, and I was like, let me just check on those Vectrex games, because you don't see those very often. So I looked it up, and the first one that popped up is Clean Sweep Mr. Boston, and I'm thinking MB Mr. Boston. So the game was worth like $5,000 or $8,000 or something, and my wife's like, whoa, do we need to stop and go back? And I had 2 of them, and I was like, do we need to stop and go back and get those? So I'm like having a little freak out session. Do we want to be late?
And I said, that looks like, I remember seeing that logo from somewhere. It looks like the Milton Bradley logo.
Yeah, so that's what MB did stand for, Milton Bradley. So it wasn't that one. Still it was worth like $15-ish or whatever. and they only wanted €9. It was less than €10, which would have been almost 15. But we don't have a Vectrex. We'd love to get one. That's probably one of the #1 systems I would love to get because they're rare to get them that are in working condition. But we'll push hold on that. But it was cool that we saw that. And it kind of got me back in the thrill of the hunt for retro video games. Kind of gave me a little spark, which I maybe prompted this video. And we did find a video game store here in town, which maybe we'll go there today while I'm out. I don't know. Maybe we'll wait till next week. So it's something I want to do. The game room is... I'll try and spin around the camera here after this, but it's coming together. Unfortunately, we still have boxes. All you guys see are the boxes, but on that side, maybe we'll have to flip around next time. You can see the actual game room. Kids were down here playing, I don't know, was it a week or two ago?
Yeah. Played E.T. It's not bad. But
in September.
the holes, that's what's making me want to pick up the game, put it, feed it to a xenomorph, make the xenomorph poop it out, throw it out the window into Mountain Doom, then pick it up out of Mountain Doom if it's still there, throw it again into Mountain Doom.
So you didn't like the holes in the TV?
Oh my gosh.
And what were you playing? You were playing Mario, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you usually play.
That's kind of hard for me.
Yeah, she can usually get to level 2 and almost beat level 2 on Super Mario. Which...
I've beat level 2 before.
Oh, okay, she's beat level 2 before. But she just didn't play enough probably to mess with it, so she's just turned 7. I just turned 39.
Happy birthday to me. Happy, ow.
Careful. So I'm almost 40, so I'm showing my age a little bit. What else do we have to talk about? What else happened?
Please.
No, we already showed those before. So we had a door decorating contest at work, and I had wrapped it in Christmas paper, and I had mounted a LED or LCD computer monitor to the front, and then had a Grinch hand holding up a controller, and we won 3rd place in the door decorating contest. And everybody's like, "You got ripped off," because we actually had a Santa Claus video game. It's Days Before Christmas, I think it's called, on Sega Genesis.
We won soap, and I kept it.
Yeah, and the number 1 and 2 were just guys that had like pictures of their coworkers on the door and stuff, which is cool.
Wait.
But that just prompts me to have what, Sadie?
Wait, was that there?
Yes, that prompts me to do even better next year because they guys that were judging the contest thought it was a really cool concept. I think the other guys it meant a little bit more to them to win. So maybe next year we'll put a lot of effort into this door and do something really cool so that we win. 'Cause that would be cool. Just for bragging rights. Let's see.
And
here.
the prize.
Yeah, the prizes are usually pretty small. So let's see here. What else? Oh. Okay, so here, I guess the last thing is I was talking about the game room here. I did find out that they put a note on our door that said that they're going to be renovating our basement here sometime this year, which means that I really shouldn't put too much work into making this room perfect because they are going to be renovating it, which means we're going to have to move all of our stuff out into these big metal containers that are parked out in the parking lot. And it's just going to be stored there while they're renovating, which that'll stink. Which I think I'm going to bring a lot of the games type stuff upstairs, just because I don't trust that being out there in storage like that forever. I don't know. We really don't have room upstairs too much, but I might have to forego some closet space and stack up all that stuff somewhere in there and figure it out. I'll figure it out. So. I think outside of that, that's all we have for today, huh? Maybe when I go to this other game store here, we'll have a little bit more to talk about. So if we don't see you before Christmas, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next time, hopefully before the New Year.
Like and subscribe. Merry Christmas.
Okay. Hi guys. So while Sadie's playing Super Mario Brothers, I'm going to show you the room here. Or the improvements or whatever that we've made on the room. Again, it's really cramped in here, so let me see if I can flip this around.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Alright,
I need
so
to get to my levels.
if I start here, so we have a couch. They broke the legs off the ends of the couch, moving it here, which I have to clean still. Hopefully we'll get new couches. So I just propped it up on some boxes that we had, and it actually works pretty good. It kind of, it's like a, what do you call that? Tiered seating or whatever, like you see in a movie theater. And we have a workout bench in front of it just to climb up there. Which this room is supposed to double as game room and workout room. So I really don't like this chair in here, but my wife likes it. So I'm stuck with the chair until I can talk her out of getting rid of it, or into getting rid of it. We have this table here, which I'm not in love with it because it's kind of big, but it is nice to have it. Because they have the different power here, I have to plug in that black transformer box down here that converts 220 to 110 power. So instead of having all the game systems plugged up at once, I'll just plug in whatever game system we're playing at the time and then pull it up here on the table, and I have to figure out what I'm going to do with all the controllers and stuff. I'll probably just put them in Ziploc bags, as you see here, combine them in pairs, everything for that system into a giant gallon Ziploc bag, and then put it in a bin somewhere, and it'll work out pretty good. So here you can see.
I'm trying to get this.
Yep. Here you can see I have most of the. I've changed it so that we, instead of having, one console per shelf or whatever, I have, because of the space limitations we have, I've had to put the games on the same shelf as the system, and then put the system in front of it. So just because we have some of these systems, we don't have a lot of games for, it works out. But as you can see, for like Atari, it takes up at least 3 shelves there, and I probably need another one. So, and now the PS2, we just got a whole other stack of games here that I'm gonna have to fit on there. So I might move the boxed Sega Genesis stuff down here and make 2 shelves of that, and move PS1 and PS2 stuff up. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we have CRT TV over there for the CRT games, and the big LED. What is this? LED? Yeah, LED TV here on the main shelf. And then we have, excuse the mess, I still have, because we had to dig all the Christmas stuff out of the other room. This was like the overflow room to put boxes in. But you can see we have all the rest of our stuff on this shelf right now. And I was able to dig another shelf out for all the computer and main parts here. Plus we have things like drawers with all of our small games, handheld games or whatever. Actually, I have a couple of those. I think this one also has a bunch in it. And I'd like to do something a little bit cleaner. All those boxes have computers, and there's small monitors up there that I'm going to use for projects that I have in mind. I've seen people build Donkey Kong name cabinets out of full-size wine barrels, which I would love to do that. And there are quite a few. We live in an area that's famous for wine on the Rhine River, which it's situated perfectly with the mountains. That it's like the best spot in the world for growing wines. So anyway, maybe sometime I'll talk about, I know this video game channel, but being over here, it's an excellent opportunity to sample beers of the world and wines of the world. And I had on my 39th birthday, I had what's considered one of the rarest and world's best beers. A case of it costs like $450. So it's really expensive, usually when you can find it. It's made by monks in Belgium. So I might just show you what we have upstairs, because I also collect, outside of the video games, I also collect signs and some of the German stuff, which this is our second time living in Germany. So I don't know if I've ever said that before. So we're a little bit familiar with the German culture over here. But without making this video too long, just wanted to kind of show you where we're at and how things are going here. So I think that'll be it. Do you have anything else you want to say? You look like a Goomba there when you did that.
Then add a picture with my face as a goom. Well, I'm dying a lot. Excuse me.
Okay.
With that, I think we'll go. All right, bye guys.